Oh man, Lake Mexico is really drying up. We need to get a hurricane through here or something. This is getting bad. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Crank Addict, and this is the channel for crank addicts like me, and hopefully like you. I just wanted to give you guys an update on the Chris Craft Commander 410. Always a work in progress, so let's go on board and see what we're up to here, alright? Alright, so we've been parking this thing out in the cove, partying with some friends for a while now, and some days it gets a little windy out here, and we've lost our anchor a few times. It won't take a good set. So I had my friend at the marina give me this big old monster 60-pounder here. Can you guys see that? It has a swivel head on it and everything. It doesn't fit our cradle very well, but I think it'll work for us. This is our old anchor here. I'm not sure what size it is. I can't tell if it's 15, 20 kilos. I can't really tell. But this is our old windlass. This is a Good windlass. Good is the brand name. Good automatic windlass. And it was the original equipment on a bunch of boats, Sea Rays, Chris Crafts, a bunch of boats back in the 80s and 70s. It's been a pretty good windlass, but we're having problems with the clutches. The way this thing works is it has these two little ball bearings that are supposed to hang onto this, and as the windlass turns, this thing here goes in and out. And when it goes out, it allows full engagement of the clutch. When this thing goes in and it cranks down tight, it pulls the plates apart and allows the rode to free fall. But we've just been having some problems with it. It could probably be repaired pretty easy if you just take it apart and grease everything up again. But this thing only draws, well, this thing draws less than 30 amps. The circuit breaker on this thing is a 30 amp circuit breaker. So, I don't know, 20, 25 amps is all this thing draws. My friend, the same friend that gave us the anchor, gave us this Maxwell 800 windlass. This thing here is good for chain and rope. I've got a 5/16 chain attached to a 5/8 rope down there, and Maxwell claims that this thing draws somewhere in the area of 80 to 120 amps. You're running 12 volts DC. That's like triple or quadruple the power of this Good windlass. So plus with the ability to handle a bit of chain, we decided to give this a try. So I've just got sitting in here right now. I was trying to line up the chain the best I could, and I went ahead and drilled a few holes in here. If I can pull this up. I may not be able to pull this up right now. Okay, cannot pull it up right now. But there are 3 bolt holes, 1, 2, 3, that I had to drill through this deck. I'm going to need to fill all the old bolt holes, 1, 2, 3, plus where the old road enters into the anchor compartment. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pull this thing back up. I still need to cut one more hole for the chain to drop, and then I'll be able to mount it from the back side. Are you filming? All right, so there are my 3 holes. This is the gasket. So that's how it fits there. So I'll have one more hole I need to fill in right there, but I need to drill this hole so this chain will drop down into the anchor compartment. Look at that. Is that sweet or what? All right, well, let's find something to drill that hole. It's always scary to drill holes through your deck. Let me go to the drill section here.
It looks like wood.
Yeah.
Plastic shavings.
Clean up on aisle 5. As you can see, this Chris Craft has a wood core on the deck. The hole. All right, so that will allow the chain to drop down more easily. Do what we can here to make that gasket seal for the final time. Alright, chain in the hole. Look at that. That's gonna be sweet. All right, now I need to go downstairs and bolt that thing down tight. So we are now down in the V-berth, and that windlass is right up there in that anchor locker. To get in there, I had to remove this little lock washer and this little piece here, but it just sticks back on that windlass, just locks itself in place. But what that does is, this is the motor, and it allows me to crank this down and secure the motor to that windlass. This system has all these little locking lugs on there, so you can rotate this. You've got about 20 different positions that you can rotate this thing around depending on what fits best in your anchor locker. And so I'm going to use these washers and these stainless nuts here to lock that windlass down. Then I'm going to install this plastic retaining nut, and then we'll try to stick this up in there. Oh, and one more thing, there is a key, a square key that fits in there too. It's around here somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, but it's around here somewhere, and we'll find that and we'll install that also, because that's required for the windlass to spin.
You already messed up my thing. I already cleaned them up.
Shoot.
Yeah. I painted
This
these
is
things.
new paint, huh?
Yeah.
Darn it.
Darn it. You will do that. I don't know where you go, darn it. I'm dripping over here.
Yeah, it is hot down here in the V-berth.
So my gloves are the ones that are dripping.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I went ahead and got rid of the original 30 amp breaker, and I installed an automatic resetting 150 amp breaker, because we're going to be using these battery cables to install this thing. instead of the wimpy wires that were on there before. Like I said, this is going to be a serious windlass. Alright, those are all started. Now I just got to crank it up. Alright, so here you can see the windlass sticking down through the deck, and the 3 bolts are tightened. So now we install this little lock ring, and this is real simple. Just basically slides a pin there. Let's do this with one hand here. All the way up. Get this ring up on top of that other groove there. There we go. There. And that is set up for the receiver. Alright, here we go. 1/4 inch key. I used to think it was a Woodruff key, but it's not really a Woodruff key. And this one here actually sticks down kind of low. This here is a retention ring. It's like a little snap ring that goes on there to help retain this key. So this key is actually a little bit too long, so I'm going to have to take like a 1/4 inch off this key. So I'll be right back. Alright, so now I got room for the retention. Okay, and this is the big old monster 100-watt motor that goes onto that little thing. And you can see there's like multiple keyways here, so I'm going to set this up there in the best favorable position and then lock it down with that ring there. So I'll need 2 hands, so I'll be right back. Alright, while I'm at it, decided to recover the cushions for this front bench on the 410, and they look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I need to install some snaps still, so they'll secure to the existing snaps, but yeah, not too shabby there. Not too shabby. Okay, well, this is how I wound up setting this thing up here. You can see I got my new battery cables going to these little, I think they're starter solenoids, really. Probably off an old Ford or something like that. But I got battery cables going to it, the starter now, instead of the old dash 10 wires. And a negative battery cable going up here. If you realized here, white on a Chris Craft means ground, whatever. So I'm hooking up my jumper 12 volts across here, and I should be able to get this thing to fire up if I hit the button here. Let's see what happens here. There we go. Nice. Okay. Let's go upstairs and try it. I'm gonna open up this hatch first because I'll need to grab that switch from the outside. All right. Whew. Hey guys, there's my new furniture up here too. Lots of wicker. No cushions on there. Cushions are downstairs. Okay, so I didn't want to raise, so hit the raise button now. I hear it. It's a spinning and going down. All right, it spins. So now back to the bow, and I've got this road with about 30 feet of chain, and I'm going to try to feed that through the windlass here and see how I do. All right, well, I'm having a hard time getting the rode down into the anchor locker here. This clutch keeps loosening up on me, and I don't have the handle to crank it down tight. So I'm gonna ask my buddy for this handle, and if he doesn't have it, then I'll have to order one off eBay or Amazon or something like that. But it appears to be working. I've got about 2-3 feet of rode down into the anchor locker. So anyway, I just want to get you guys up to date on where I am on the 410 build here. I will be updating the Windlass in the future, so if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and I'll be putting out some Jimmy videos soon, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.